time to talk music now. Champions of child poverty, welcome. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But right now, we are talking music, and the person responsible for creating music in some of the best movies of our time. Let's talk movies like Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs. They're the soundtracks of the early 90s, and Karyn Rachtman is responsible for them, film producer. You're here in New Zealand, Karyn. Welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
You're here for a movie that you haven't chosen the music for, but you have actually produced.
I've worked on the music, yes, but it's a documentary film called Sweet Micky For President, and it's about musicians. And
how
politics.
Appropriate is that?
Yeah,
how appropriate is that?
So that's how I got into it.
That's part of the International Film Festival on at the moment, and you can go to our website, paulhenry.co.nz, to find out all the details about when that movie is on. So you've worked with some of the greatest producers of all time, Quentin Tarantino, Baz Lurman. What is that, and what are these people like? To work for, what are they like?
I have worked for some of the greatest filmmakers of our time, and I have to say they're all different. They're all brilliant, especially when they're writers and directors. I have Baz Lurman, I love dearly, worked with him twice. Quentin Tarantino, love dearly, worked with him twice. Sweet people. Baz is really tough.
I mean, it's interesting when you say sweet people, I'm wondering, have you just said that for no good reason? Because these must be writers, directors that really know what they want. I mean, these are not ordinary directors, are they? They know exactly how they want something to look and must know how they want it to sound. Yes,
they do. And I've been very lucky in the filmmakers that have chosen me to work for them, where they have a vision and you have to deliver their vision. And I can honestly say that Baz Lurman and Quentin Tarantino are incredibly sweet people. And when you brought that up, I was thinking about some of the people who aren't that sweet. So yeah. I have worked with not so sweet directors.
Give me some names.
I really like him and admire him, but Warren Beatty's really difficult.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that because what he wants is ridiculous, or he just doesn't completely know what he wants?
He knows what he wants, and he doesn't know what he wants. And just real quick, he said, I want hardcore gangster nasty rap soundtrack, and I delivered him hardcore gangster nasty rap soundtrack, and he's like, where's the song for my people after I finished the record, Yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean? This is what you asked for. He's like, my people can't listen to this music. And, or he'd call me on the phone.
So what you're saying is he was impossible to work with.
He'd call me on the phone and there'd be silence. And I'd say, Warren, what is it? He goes, I'm just trying to figure out what your ulterior motive is.
God, you can't work with someone like that. Yeah, so, I'm surprised the movie was ever made. Yeah. Let's talk about Baz Luhrmann for a moment, because there are some movies where the music is so critical. Mm-hmm. Some movies it's just incidental, but movies like Moulin Rouge, I mean, the music was it was just the music and the cinematography. That's all that movie was. Talk to me about the love song. Nicole Kidman, Ewan McGregor, they're singing it as they act their way through the interior of an elephant.
Yes, it's such a beautiful song. It was nominated for a Golden Globe. It was written by a very good friend of mine, David Bearwald, and he actually wrote it for Romeo and Juliet. And Baz remembered it. And I remember we had the demo for Romeo and Juliet, and Baz came back when we were doing Moulin Rouge and said, what about Come What May? And we had amazing people produce it. Marius de Vries, Nelly. We had amazing producers on board and music producers. Baz really works you hard. Like, I can say he's very sweet, but nobody works you harder than Baz Luhrmann. Like, you have to work damn hard. And that's how he gets those music to be so lush, and the vision and the art. And his wife, too, is the production designer and costume designer, and that's why it looks the way it does. Yeah. They're an amazing team.
Is that one of those songs that you're most proud of, sort of finding and putting in that works?
I think, there's, for that film, most certainly that's the one I probably had the most to do with, that song.
Can you pick one from your entire career that you think, thank God for that song, that just really worked?
Gosh, I wish you would have prepped me on that. Come What May might be one.
No, I'm not going to hang you out to dry on this.
Sorry.
People say to me sometimes, who's the best interview that you've done? And I can't even think who the people were that I interviewed that day. From now on, I'm going to say you.
Okay, good. That's what I thought.
Karyn, all the very best for the film festival too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us. Right, after the break.